He's one of the world's most famous hackers. It's a skill Julian Assange honed from an early age. As a teenager in Australia, he infiltrated secure systems at NASA and the Pentagon. At age 20, he was fined after pleading guilty to multiple counts of cybercrime.
This is our interface to this material.
In 2006, the then 35-year-old founded WikiLeaks with the mission to expose unethical behaviour by governments and businesses. 4 years later, Julian Assange became a household name. WikiLeaks had published almost 500,000 classified documents and videos relating to the US wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The documents had been given to Assange by US soldier Chelsea Manning. Assange claimed some of the documents exposed US war crimes, including covering up civilian deaths.
I believe that if those killings were lawful under the rules of engagement, then the rules of engagement are wrong. Deeply wrong.
He was awarded the Gold Medal of Honour by the Sydney Peace Foundation for his work.
For your courage and leadership and tenacity.
Later that year, Swedish prosecutors issued a warrant for the Australian's arrest over allegations of rape and molestation, which he denies. Assange left Sweden for the UK, where he began a legal battle against plans to extradite him back to Sweden to face the charges.
The request for Mr. Assange's extradition has been lawfully made, and his appeal against extradition is accordingly dismissed.
Assange skipped bail and sought asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy in central London.
As WikiLeaks stands under threat, so does the freedom of expression.
The rape charges were later dropped, but he overstayed his welcome and in 2019 was arrested by British police with Ecuador's approval. He was sentenced to 50 weeks in prison for breaching his bail conditions 7 years earlier. But that prison stay extended to 5 years after the US made a new extradition request over the military documents WikiLeaks published in 2010. While fighting a protracted legal battle against his extradition in the UK courts, Assange married lawyer Stella Morris. The couple have 2 children.
Julian is a political prisoner and his life is at risk.
Now 52 and in declining health, Assange's lawyers and family say they fear he doesn't have the mental or physical strength to survive the US prison system. Michelle Rimmer, ABC News, London.
Let's get that vision up of Julian Assange. We have not seen him for years. This has just been posted by WikiLeaks, obviously in a car on his way to Stansted Airport. He's there sitting in the waiting room and boarding a private jet out of Stansted Airport. This vision you will see on loop today because he does, as Trudy mentioned, he looks remarkably well. He walked onto that plane and after, as we mentioned, 23 hours a day in darkness in a 2 by 3 metre cell, 1 hour of sunlight a day in prison in London for 5 years, he looks remarkably well. Of course, we only have these short pictures to go on. There will be, I'm sure, a road back for him in terms of his mental health and his health more broadly. But that is Julian Assange, the first pictures we've seen of him since he was forced out of the Ecuadorian embassy. He does, as Trudy mentioned, he looks remarkably well. He walked onto that plane and after, as we mentioned, 23 hours a day in darkness in a 2 by 3 metre cell, 1 hour of sunlight a day in prison in London for 5 years, he looks remarkably well.